Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Multan Public School and College for Girls and Boys. Welcome to our new lecture for O Level 9. The lecture delivered by Mr Saeed Tahir. The topic of today is pH scale and concept of bases. We have already studied about acids, their chemical properties, their physical properties. Today we will discuss bases in detail. What about pH? pH is the measure of how acidic or basic a substance is. The range goes from 0 to 14, with 7 being neutral. pH of less than 7 indicate acidity, whereas a pH of greater than 7 indicate a base. pH of pure water is 7. pH is really a measure of the relative amount of free hydrogen ions and hydroxides in water. The reason is that acids give H positive ion, means hydrogen ions, while bases give hydroxyl ions. So the pH depends upon number of free hydrogen ions and hydroxide. The greater the number of hydrogen ions, the lesser will be the pH, less than 7. And greater the hydroxyl ions in aqueous medium, the greater will be the pH, means more than 7. The next slide comes. Different substances have different pH. For example, liquid drain cleaner, which is aqueous ammonia, not the liquid ammonia, which is aqueous ammonia. Concentrated ammonia, you can see on the left hand side the picture, it has a pH of about 14. Then bleaches, oven cleaner, lye means sodium hydroxide, has a pH about 13.5 and above. Ammonia solution that is relatively more dilute, that pH ranges from 10.5 to 11.5. Baking soda has a pH of 9.5. Seawater has a pH of 8. Blood 7.4. Milk, urine, saliva has a pH of 0.3 to 6.6. Black coffee pH of 5. In the same way, juices, soda, tomato juice, pH 2.5 to 3.5. In the same way, lemon juice, vinegar has a pH of 2, it means more acidic. Battery acid, hydrochloric acid, etc., they have a pH of 0, mean very strong acids. In this diagram you see neutral water has a pH of 7, and as we move up the basic character increases, and as we move down the acidic character increases. On the right hand side, the certain color changes are shown with different pH ranges, like bleach 13, soapy water 12. सोप जो आप साबुन इस्तेमाल करते हैं नहाने में, उसकी pH about 12 होती है, because it has a free alkali. What is alkali? We will discuss later. In this way, different substances, different juices, different natural things have a pH range of 0 to 14, giving different coloration with universal indicator. The next slide is properties of bases. How properties show that these are the we can say these are the bases. Bases have different properties. Bases can be defined as the substances which give hydroxide ions, which give hydroxyl ions in aqueous medium. Property of bases are aqueous base solution dissociates into ions to conduct electric current, mean they are good conductor of electricity. It has a pH value greater than 7. They form salts on reacting with acids. They help in promoting certain chemical reactions. They are bitter to taste if placed in alkali solution. Strong concentrated bases are caustic. It changes the indicator color from red litmus paper to blue litmus paper. It has the ability to accept proton from the proton donors. It contains hydroxide ions. They vigorously react in contact with acids. They are slippery to touch. They conduct electricity when dissolved in water. These are the properties of bases which are general in nature, or every student should know what are the properties of bases. In chemistry, a base is a chemical species that releases hydroxide ions in aqueous solution. Examples of bases include hydroxides and soap. We can define alkali. Water-soluble bases are termed as alkali. For example, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. These are the strong bases which are soluble in water, hence they are called alkalis. सारी बेसेस हाइड्रोक्साइड आयन या हाइड्रोक्सल आयन देती हैं जब एक्वस मीडियम में इनको रखा जाए, लेकिन कुछ वाटर सॉल्युबल होती हैं, कुछ वाटर इनसॉल्युबल होती हैं। जो वाटर सॉल्युबल होती हैं उनको हम अल्कलीज कहते हैं। Alkalis are metal hydroxides which are formed by the reaction of metal oxide and water. Calcium oxide plus water, calcium hydroxide. How it is formed? By the reaction CaO plus H2O arrow CaOH twice, calcium hydroxide. तो हम कहते हैं कि अल्कली की डेफिनेशन का हमें पता होना चाहिए और इस तरह ये बनती हैं, वो भी हमने इसको देखा। Next, chemical reactions of bases. A few examples would not go amiss here. Soluble base or alkali, like KOH when reacts with HCl, arrow KCl plus H2O. Sorry, 2 is missing here. H2O. KOH plus HCl, arrow KCl plus H2O. While insoluble base may also react with acids like MgOH twice plus HCl, arrow MgCl2 plus H2O. Here the missing digits like OH twice and MgCl2 and H2O. These are the problems of some software thing, but you can correct it. MgOH twice plus 2HCl, arrow MgCl2 plus 2H2O. These are the reactions of soluble base and insoluble base. Alkalis are described as opposite to acids. Means that when an alkali is added to an acid, it cancels out the acidity, and this process occurs as hydrogen ion plus hydroxide ion, arrow H2O. Means hydrogen ion from acid, hydroxide ion from a base, and the resulting product is water. जब भी आपको किसी भी एसिड और बेस की आयनिक इक्वेशन को लिखने का कहा जाए, always write this equation without any hesitation. The next slide is reaction of bases. Ammonium salts react with water to form ammonia gas, like NH4Cl plus NH, arrow, NaCl plus H2O plus NH3. The next reaction is neutralization reaction. We have already discussed when an acid reacts with a base, salt and water are formed. Means no acid or base is left behind. So this process in which the effects of acids and bases are cancelled, that is called neutralization reaction, like KOH plus HNO3, arrow, KNO3 plus H2O. Where does the hydrogen ion come from? Hydrogen ion comes from the acids, and hydroxide ions come from a base, and the result is water. In this way, we have studied the properties of bases. Types of oxide is our next topic, in which we are seeing here the periodic table. In this periodic table, we see on the left hand side the metals, strong metals, alkali and alkaline earth metals, the metallic oxides, all the metallic oxides, the metal oxides have the characteristic of base, means they are basic in nature. So metallic oxide on the left hand side, metals when react with oxygen to form metallic oxide, they form basic oxide. While on the right hand side, you see the yellow colored elements, non-metals, they form non-metallic oxides like nitrogen dioxide, phosphorus pentoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, etc. They form acidic oxides. Acidic oxides have the characteristics of acids. Acidic oxides are formed when a non-metal element combines with oxygen. They react with bases to form salt and water. When dissolved in water, they produce an acidic solution with a low pH. Common examples include SO2 and SiO2. Sorry again, SO2, there is no 2 here, and SiO2, there is no 2 here. Again, this is the problem of typing. So you should correct yourself. Basic oxides. Basic oxides are formed when a metal element combines with oxygen. They react with acids to form a salt and water. When dissolved in water, they produce a basic solution with a high pH. Common examples include sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, etc. Neutral oxide. Some oxides do not react with either acids or bases, thus they are said to be neutral. Examples are NO, nitrogen oxide, CO means carbon dioxide. Then amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric means having both characters. Amphoteric oxides are a gaseous group of oxides that can behave as both acidic and basic, depending upon whether the other reactant is an acid or a base. In both cases, a salt and water is formed. Two most common amphoteric oxides are zinc oxides and aluminium oxides. The hydroxides of both of these elements also behave amphoterically. Examples of aluminum oxide having a base when react with an acid HCl, Al2O3 plus 6HCl, Al2 AlCl3 plus H2O. Examples for an aluminum oxide behaving as acid, Al2O3 plus NaOH, arrow sodium aluminate NaAlO2 plus H2. We see here कि एलुमिनियम ऑक्साइड एसिडिक भी है और एलुमिनियम ऑक्साइड बेसिक भी है, hence they are called amphoteric oxides. Now the homework, table 6 and 7 of your book at page 176 and 178 in your notebook. Write in your notebook, kindly learn it. इसको केयरफुली स्टडी करना है और इसके साथ ही बेस्ट विशेज़ दी एंड. Thank you very much. We'll see the next lecture inshallah.